Hello and welcome back to Stranded Deep. We find ourselves once more in the map editor. We are editing this island, and last couple of times, we created this lovely crescent-shaped island, which was looking a little bit more like a Star Wars symbol every episode. We have added these shipwrecks with little rocks so you can jump across them. We have added this sort of cave walkthrough thing. It's a cave, but it's a cave with a purpose because you can walk from one side to the other. We raised up the land either side of it because people are going to want to walk across the top, and it makes it look less stupid if it's got stuff over the top. We're also going to add some plants, and we're going to add some trees and stuff, like a forest, this entire center area. But I thought what we could do this time is put in a river, because it wouldn't be a map without a river, right? Right? I mean, we have Crescent Bay over here. Now what I'm thinking is we can hit up set height. Now I'm going to quickly save it. So I'm going to hit save, save, yes, and hit resume, because when you play with the terrain tools, you want to save, because you might do exactly what I did moments ago. And that is you say, I want to set the height. I want to take a reading from here. And then you forget the amount slider is cranked all the way up because you've been smoothing. And the amount slider is inherited as the size slider is across all of these brushes. So you don't want to be cranking the amount all the way up and ripping the knob off if it's anything other than the smoothing tool. You also want to have a little plan of where you're going to go. So I think I want to take in a river, and I want to cut through this here, and I kind of want to just cut this section of the island off. Maybe have something here. We can put trees and things here. So from the sky, if I brush in around here, and I'm doing it from very, very high up so I can actually see where this is going. Now I could probably crank the amount up, leave the size of the brush the way it is. We're just going to cut in a very rough river. In fact, let's really crank it up. There we go. There we go. That's definitely a thing. And then boop, out the back end. Out the back end. Who doesn't like it? Out the back end. Let's do this. Brush through here. So let's have a very definite water feature running through the center of the island. There we go. Yeah, in fact, we could probably leave that little bit of wetter there. So what we've done is essentially just carved a canal through our map, and people might be like, oh, what did you just do? You've just carved a hole through the center of the map. Yeah, I did that. I was that boy. So we're also going to read this set height there. We're going to change the amount all the way down. Leave the brush the way it is, and then just brush. In fact, let's do it a little bit more. I just want a little bit less. There we go. So I just want to make this river a little deeper. There we go. Why are you doing this? This doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense. Well, it does actually, but I mean, it does. Of course it does. Of course it does. So it's just creating another feature in the landscape, one which would not necessarily be there. Why is it a river? Well, why not? Why not? So we're just going to push this out, and the reason we're pushing this out is because of global warming. No, it's because of we just want to make it fairly wide. We're also going to need to smooth, and we will do that. Crank the amount up because the amount is inherited, and that should probably bring the depth of all of this down. Oh boy, we're going to have to crank this one up real high. Like real high. Like rip the knob off high. There we are. Crank it up and rip the knob off. Right, okay, fine. I'll do that. We'll do it. I don't want it to be too deep, but if you start with it deep and then you can just smooth like a pro, you can actually lose a lot of that depth. See, that's already filling in with sand. Nice. Mostly because you don't want to be dropping down into this river. You want to. I mean, yeah, there will be a definite edge. More so if there's a flow of water through it, but definitely don't want it to be too steep. So unless you get to here, in which case, yeah, I can be totally steep. Totes steep. There we go. See, it's all filling up with sand. I don't read too. There we go. Let's just brush it back, brush it back, brush it back. And then, so the areas where there's beach, of course, that's the areas where people might leap into the water. Leap wholeheartedly, or not so wholeheartedly, into the water. And that will be the area which you kind of want it, the beach to be fairly smooth. And of course, these areas either side are going to flare out, because that is where your river joins the sea either side. Nice. That's pretty cool. Right. Okay, that's fine. Let's just fill that in a little bit. Let's do that and that and that. Cool. So there we are. Bang. Suddenly rivers. And of course the LOD always catches us out, but I do want to make sure these little triangle shapes are picked up and removed. I mean, smooth height is that not getting rid of that? I guess you probably wouldn't see that in game. Okay, fine. Fine. Oh, all right. So what are we going to do with this? Because we have just punched a hole through the island like a complete jerk. Well, we're going to throw in some cliff 6. You knew it was coming? I knew it was coming. Everyone knew it was coming. So we are going to drop this down. We're going to hit rotate. So we're going to have our finger on T and R. And then we are going to have to probably smooth all this down to meet the old cliffy cliff. We can probably do a little bit more than normal by pressing T. All right. So this is going to be a little bit of an issue here, I guess. Curious and more curious. So if we do this, rotate it around to fit. See, this is a lot lower on this side than it is on the other side. And we can always smooth this off in time. Good. Excellent. Actually, that is rather excellent. So we'll just push that in a little bit. It's still a way up there. So you run on the beach and go, oh, I'm going to go up there. Nice. And then the other side, obviously, we'll do the same thing. Cliff in. The water, T, down. Back in. R. Rotate. Rotate all the way. We might need to make this a little wider. Yes, probably. I think that might be the order of the day. Or is it? Is it going to be a problem? I don't think it's going to be a problem, actually. I think it'll be fine. So if we bring this in, push it down, I think we might be able to just manipulate the land slightly in order to conform to our whim. There you go. That's lovely, actually. It's really quite lovely. Right, so what we can do is just push that out slightly. Using the terrain, we're going to hit save. That was a sudden save, but it's a save nevertheless. Blam! Done, and done. We can smooth the height of that. Yes, we can. So we can push that back until we see rock. Is that going to be an issue? Not really. I'll just leave it the way it is. You get these little serendipitous moments. Cool. But you've just thrown in a lot of rock. What's that going to do? Well, I'll tell you, it does two things. It gives us a break from this kind of slopey hillside. We can build this up around here and throw a lot of trees and stuff on it. It also means that this landscape can have slightly different features to how it had before. Also, it means that it looks less kind of, I guess, crafted and more natural, because these rocks now belong to whatever rocks are under here or could be under here, like volcanic rocks or whatever. So that's not an issue. It's actually it's not a bug, it's a feature. So we're pushing this back, pushing this back, pushing this back. The sand is kind of raised up there, but you know what? That's not a problem. It's not a problem. I'm just kind of keeping an eye on this area just down here. So I'm sort of smoothing off. Yeah, it doesn't really matter if the sand kind of fills in the areas between the rocky bits. That's actually not the greatest of concerns. What we might need to do is just make the river a bit deeper after we've done smoothing. But that's okay. So let's do that. Yeah, that's going to be a bit of an issue. So we're going to hit raise and lower, make sure the amount is all the way down. Size is kind of okay. Size is both not okay and not the right brush. Right, all right. That's better. So we can just gently clickety-click, clickety-click. Good. And make sure there is some blue there. Because if you try and click and there's no blue, then you might end up punching a hole to the center of the earth. I don't know if that bug's been fixed. Since there hasn't been a main update in a while, or at least since recording this, there hasn't been a main update. It could be that the bug that there is like a nasty little bug that might have you punch a hole to the center of the map. It literally eats the world, that particular bug. It's a curious one, and one I hope not to run into this episode. So we're just going to push this back. It does happen when you are using the raise and lower a lot, and you might find yourself just clicking like a mad person and not see that the blue has kind of disappeared from your brush, and then oh no, I've punched a hole through to Cthulhu's bedroom, and Cthulhu is really unhappy with me. And now how do I fill that hole up? And apparently it is possible. It takes a long time. But you need to reload the map once that happens. Personally, I would not save a map after a bug like that has struck, because you might find that it is irrecoverable, and you just saved a problem where a problem does not need to be. So we are pushing out this way. Okay. Push this out. Push this out. Push this out. We'll push it down even. So push it down all the way through this river. These rivers are a bit of a pain in the butt. If I change the amount up by too much, you end up just carving your way through the bedrock. But there is no bedrock. I mean, this is the bottom of the world, don't you know? So we're just going to push down, down, down. So we're giving some sort of meaning to the river. I guess if you can see the rock, you can pretty much swim in it. So that's a good thing. We don't want it to be so shallow that anyone who falls in there can't swim. There we go. Let's just push this out and push this down even. So we have this kind of curved river structure through the middle of the map. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. I love it. So we have the amount. I'm going to hit the crank the amount up. I can just rip the knob off. Every time you hit the smoothing brush, it's just like, you know what, I'm just going to rip the knob off. So I want to smooth this back because this is way too steep. Way too steep. And we've got these kind of triangular bits. If we turn display ocean off, see? Huge chunky triangular bits, and that is not good. Why am I trying to brush when there's no brush selected? I really don't like that. You hit this cog and you still get the brush, except nothing happens. It's like, guys? No, guys. Hey, guys, no. Calm down. So we are going to push through here and just smooth all this off. By doing that, we're going to remove some of the depth. All right. You see how it is. So it's a case of smoothing and brushing and smoothing and brushing with a freaking waterway. Let us hit up lower, Mountain's fairly far down. Give it another pass. Give it another pass. Right. Hoping we can have something that's not too terrible. Through here. See, there's all these freaking triangles. Don't like the triangles. I wish the actual spacing of these triangles was actually a little bit further apart. Like the mesh that the triangles are related to is a little bit further apart. Probably just push that in. I'm going to be honest. Let's do that. Let's do it. So we're just pushing this in, pushing this in, pushing this in. It's a very narrow river. That's the trouble. And we would normally have something that's a little bit wider. I don't actually know how well this is going to function, because you can't really see through it. Don't know. It's a curious one. It's something that we've not really tried before. I mean, we've obviously done a river before, but we've not tried this particular style. So we'll go back through, give it another quick pass. Not going to be too fussy, I think. That's probably the secret. Says the person who's actually just spent all that time putting a river on a map that probably didn't really need it. Right, okay, fine. Display ocean. Blam! Everything's back. It's fine. It's wonderful. Brilliant. I'll do it. Objects. We are going to click here and we are going to find structures and we are going to find the sea fort bridge broken. We are going to raise it up. It goes into the terrain a little bit. That is very narrow. That is very narrow across there. You'd almost jump it. How curious. Curious and more curious. Okay, right. We could probably get away with putting it in here somewhere. Then rotating that. How far up can we go? Actually, quite far up. Okay, right. T. Oh, I pressed T and it went to a different object. Seriously? Like, seriously. Push this over here to there. Pull it back a little bit. So you've still got the old, hey, we can jump across here. Cool. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to push that back a little bit. Let's rotate it. So if you rotate, am I actually rotating the bridge? Yes, I am. That gives you an idea of how narrow this is. Oh, it's poking out into the terrain. No, we don't want that. We don't want that. Not here. Right, but we can rotate. I pressed the R and it hit something else. It's a curious thing. A curious bug indeed. Press T. Yeah. I didn't even select another object. It's just doing it itself. So that's kind of buried into the ground. It's a little nice feature that people can use. Not necessarily a useful feature. But we can always build this area up here and put some trees and stuff on it. We're actually... Yeah, it's not... Whoop. Let's get a little bit of altitude here. Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. I think that's quite decent, you know. Area here. Probably raise this all up, actually. So if we hit up... well, if we save first. So we hit save. Done. Resume. What we are going to need to do is hit set height. We're going to need to hit this. We're going to hit this. Crank the size up, crank the amount down, obviously. And then brush out this way. Ooh, what has this done? It's given us weird texture. That is because it is sort of part way between being grassy and being not grassy. So we can just raise this up. We're going to raise it up. Cool. Brilliant. So we've raised all that area up. What we could do then is push some paths in there. A little sandy path. I think we might actually do that. Let's do that. Let's hit up raise and lower. We have raise and we have lower. In fact, no, let us smooth. So rip it up, crank it up, rip the knob off. Right, cool. And then with this area here, yeah, see? So we can fill that steepness in. Nice. Lose some of the height there. Not really an issue. Same thing this side. Not really an issue. Good. Good. Brilliant. So that's done that on those sides. It's kind of lost a little height there, but we don't mind so much. Don't mind so much. What we can do is now raise and lower, hit up lower, make sure the amount is not, in fact, no, let's set height. Read height. Let's read it from the sand there. The amount is fairly far down. The size is huge. We don't want huge sizes. Okay, so what we want is a kind of a pathy thing. Let's do that. And probably here as well. Yes, I'm feeling it. Good. What we can do is put trees and stuff here. Ah, brilliant. And then just carve that down. We're using the same brush, same height. Excellent. Excellent. Let's push this out. Good. Excellent. So we've done this. It's kind of rough, but it's serviceable. And we'll throw in some trees and some stuff on here, some rocks and bits and pieces. That is going to look pretty sweet. It's going to look pretty sweet, maybe. Yeah, I think what we can do is also pull this out a little bit. So if we read there, crank the amount up, size up, definitely. Soft brush, amount down maybe, just a little bit, and just pull that out here. And then maybe over here as well. Yes, that might actually work quite well. And then just sort of brush in here. Yeah, yep. I can see this working quite nicely. Most good. Most good. And then we can do the same thing over here. Get rid of this sort of area of, well, not rid of the area of wet sand, but kind of raise it up so you've got some grass texture on it. And do the same thing over here. Ooh, let's actually bring it down, and that's kind of exposed. That's an interesting thing. What are those? Is that like a grid or something on there? No, it's. Oh, I see. So in the game, these actually have metal bars on them because they're part of. They're like a walkway. I thought there was a grid showing up on this bit here, but it's not. It's just internal structure, I guess. That'd be interesting if you could actually see stuff like that. So I'm just going to bring this up. Of course, we're going to smooth it off. It's not even a thing at this point, but we do need to bring this up. So we have now added a lot of features to the island. Nice. Just raised it up. Crank that up. Blammo. Size is fairly big. And we're just going to smooth this off like a crazy person. So let's do that. Is this even doing anything? I don't know. Oh yeah, no, it is. It's just totally doing something. So let's brush that in, or across there, in there a little bit, and around here. Yes, I like it. I like it a lot. Right, cool. And then we'll just fix this because that's a little bit of an issue. So read it from there, take the size down and mount all the way down. Well, almost all the way down. Size up. Where did the brush go? The brush actually does just disappear. And then, there we go. Hidden. Nice. So that is the river, the cave of delightful delights, and the little lagoon with the sunken boats. And this island's kind of coming together. It's coming together. It's coming together quite well, a lot quicker than normal as well. So that's handy. There's still a few things that we need to sort of tidy up if we turn the ocean off. So it is fairly. Is it still fairly? I think because we've raised this up, it's a little bit steeper than it should be, but it's not too bad. It's certainly not that bad. You know what? I might actually leave it there for the time being. So if you're liking these, definitely leave a little like, leave a subscribe. Tell your friends about the channel. You know what? I'll catch you next time.